Hello everyone. How is everyone doing at home? Very good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining me today off your busy schedule. I am Dr. Vaishnavi Tanaseharan, or commonly known as Dr. V from Klinik Dr. Inder, and today I will be discussing with you a little on laser hair removal. What I'll be talking mostly about is what is laser hair removal and how do you prepare for laser hair removal, and what are the benefits over other modalities of hair removal that we have. Yeah, and for those of you who have not liked Klinik Dr. Inder's page, please do so on Facebook so that you do not miss out on informations and updates and also attractive promos that we do post from time to time. And those avid Instagrammers out there, do not forget to follow us on Instagram. Our handle is Dr. Inder. Later on, I'll be sharing both the link and also the Instagram handle down in the comment bar. It's a bit too fast to grasp, I know, but you'll then be able to get it. Yeah. So now, before we start on to how to prepare for laser hair removal and what to do and what not to do, it's best to first discuss what is laser hair removal. See, laser hair removal is one of the most trending modality for hair removal that is an everyday procedure here at Klinik Dr. Inder. So it involves a focused high energy laser light that is shown onto your skin surface, and this light then gets absorbed by your hair follicles, which then gets destroyed because of these laser lights. And the ones that we have here in Klinik Dr. Inder is the gold standard for all laser lights and laser hair removal modalities available in the market. It utilizes the ND-YAG technology, which has got superb penetration power and very good outcome and results. I would be talking more on ND-YAG later on if time permits, but let's go on to a more generic topic as to how we prepare and what are the benefits of it. Yep. So for the benefits of laser hair removal, as I said earlier, laser hair removal is one of the most opted procedure when it comes to hair removal. And why so? It's because number one of its precision per se. Precision in the sense where, especially for ND-YAG laser, it is one of those laser lights that is ideal for skin types 4, 5 and 6. It sounds a little mechanic, but 4, 5, 6 simply means the darker skin tones, the Asian skin tones. So these ND-YAG lights are then shown, and then it does not affect the surrounding of the hair follicles. So these lights have got very low scatter. Alright, so it only affects the hair follicles and not the skin around. So you will not have hypopigmentation or whitening or any discoloration following the procedure. So this precision of the laser light makes it one of the reason why people generally would opt for laser hair removal other than other available treatment. Besides its precision, speed is also another reason why people prefer laser hair removal. Simply because when a laser is shown on a skin surface, it can target several hair follicles at one time. For example, say if I want to treat the upper lip, right, and there are several hair follicles readily available there, and if I were to show the laser light, few number of hair follicles will be targeted and destroyed at one time, yeah, and not affecting the surrounding skin surface. And this is not including the downtime for the numb cream and all. This is for just for the laser treatment. Yeah. Besides precision and speed, another reason why people opt for laser hair removal is because of the fact that it does not come with much of a side effect, and ND-YAG laser especially has got a very good safety profile that most of the time the side effects that we see is slight redness immediately after the laser hair removal and nothing more sinister than that. And to add a little more on laser hair removal that we have here, ND-YAG, is that it actually helps, it causes permanent hair loss over a period of session. But this again greatly depends on your hair distribution and the type of hair you have, which we will go in great detail when you come in for consultation, because it's very individual and it's very personal from one person to another person and the hair types. So it's best we discuss face to face, and we'll be able to do that later. I've got one of the questions there. Can I do laser hair removal while I'm pregnant? Well, to again explain, ND-YAG laser lights have got very good safety profile, yeah, and its laser light does not get penetrated beyond the hypodermis. That is the skin layer right below the outer skin. So the penetration is about 5 to 7 mm from the dermis layer. So it is safe for you to do the laser hair removal when you're pregnant. But if you do have other health condition that you are not too sure of, it is great for you. It will be very advisable for you to come meet us face to face, and we'll be more than happy to explain to you in great detail. Moving on from its benefit, how do you prepare for laser hair removal? Well, as I said, it's a very common procedure, and as much as it's being a common procedure, a lot of people do not know exactly how to prepare themselves for it. The first thing to do is, I would like to put forward here is, laser hair removal, like any other treatment, is a medical aesthetic treatment. So as it is a medical aesthetic treatment, it is very advisable for you to look into the credentials of the clinic and the doctor who's performing it. Because if it is not done properly, you are risking yourself to potential side effects, and sometimes it could be quite detrimental. Yeah, I would not personally recommend handheld machine or home sessions. Like I said, it is a medical aesthetic procedure, best done in a clinic setting, best done by a trained operator who knows how to temper with the strength, the fluence, and also the speed. Yeah. Besides it being a medical procedure, I always advise my patients to do a tad bit of a research first. Like I said earlier on ND-YAG laser, not all lasers work for all people, and as in ND-YAG laser, that works excellent for all people, even the darker skin tone. So when you do a little bit of a research, you'll be able to understand what you're putting forward, so that you'll be able to target a particular hair distribution, a particular hair type effectively with a laser hair removal. I've got another question here. How frequent can I do the laser hair removal? Well, this is a very common question that we get here from our patients, from new clients that we are meeting. There's no rule of thumb as in this is when you do it. But however, I do advise people to come in for regular sessions from 6 to 10 weeks apart. And this also depends on, number one, your skin type, number two, your hair distribution, and number three, how your skin reacts to the laser. If you were to be reacting a little more adverse because of your pre-care and post-care, then I would advise for you to space it out, but mostly about 6 to 10 weeks apart. But then again, like I said, these laser hair removal do result in permanent hair reduction, up to 70% even after the first session. So you may not need as frequent sessions later on as you go. Yeah. And another thing that I want to share with all is that before you come in for laser hair treatment, please do not avoid plucking, waxing, or threading the area that you are planning on treating. This is because when you wax or thread or pluck, you are actually removing the root of the hair from that area, and this makes the session far less effective, because these laser light, like I said earlier, targets the bulb of the hair, which is the root, right? And when you pluck it, it temporarily removes it from the skin surface, thus making it far less effective. But this is not the same as shaving. Yeah, shaving is actually advised because the laser light that is being shown can be completely absorbed by the bulb. So, and it causes effective hair removal rather than it being scattered all over the shaft. Yeah. And another question my clients always ask me is, I'm a dark colored person. Yeah, I've got dark colored skin. Can I do it? And most of it is because these people have read online a lot of horror stories that some laser light causes hypopigmentation. The answer is, like I said earlier, you need to do a bit of a research. If the particular operator or the clinic is using ND-YAG technology, that is the gold standard, there's no worries for you, you are clear, right? You can go for laser hair treatment with no worries or qualms that you will have hypopigmentation, because like I said, this light is absorbed by your hair follicles, and number two, it will not scatter around causing an hypopigmentation. So your skin is unaffected, only your hair follicle. Yeah. Now we've spoken about how to take care and how to do some pre-cares. Now, what about scrubs, peels, and also some people say glycolic acid scrubs and retinol therapy? Well, people who are taking retinol therapy, skin scrubs, exfoliators and peels, I would not advise you to come in for laser hair treatment 2 weeks after the procedure. At least space it out for 2 weeks. This is because it increases the skin, number one, skin reaction, its sensitivity. Number two, it becomes more photosensitive. So you are actually subjecting yourself for more possibility and increasing the susceptibility of skin burn. And we wouldn't want that for an effective result. Yep. I have another question too. Is it safe for a diabetic person? My answer is yes. It is of no worries for a diabetic person, simply because it does not penetrate deeper. If with proper pre-care and post-care, you do not even form blisters. Yeah, and then in that sense, it is very much safe, and no worries about it. There's another question as well. Wow, today is my lucky day. What is the difference between IPL and gentle ND-YAG lasers? Well, the technology behind it, I'm not going to get very mechanical with it, but what simply it says is in terms of experience, right? The ND-YAG lasers are much more tolerable in terms of pain, and its effectiveness is better because of its penetration. It is of 1064 nanometer, and it goes in deeper, and it's in short pulses, and it utilizes an infrared light. As for IPL, it is, I'm not going to go into much details, but the ND-YAG laser is much more tolerable and it's less painful compared to IPL. Yeah. And for another question that commonly asked by my clients is, how about sun exposure? Well, I do not advise for a big beach retreat or sun tanning at least 4 weeks before and after the treatment. And I do advise for sunscreen, not only for the benefits of laser, but the benefits of itself. You know, it helps the skin stay supple. But this is a bit tricky. Just stay with me here, yeah. But as much as I advocate sunscreen and sunblock, when it comes to on the day of the treatment, please do not use sunscreen or sunblock. Ultimately, laser hair treatment is utilizing laser lights to target the hair follicles. So with sunscreen or sunblock, you are deflecting the light away from the skin surface, and you will not get an effective laser hair removal session with that. Another question I have, sorry, is it permanent, and how many sessions do I need to remove it permanently? Yes, with ND-YAG technology, the results are rather permanent reduction of hair, and you get up to 70% of hair loss even with the first session. But how many sessions